Hey everyone, I have another layout update here, specifically with the concrete pad for my chemical facility. So, previous video, I talked about this quite a bit in terms of just kind of research into looking at lots of concrete, basically. Just getting ideas for what's prototypical and a little bit of information on how I actually cut and scored the lines in this before I painted it. So in this video I actually painted it. I painted it yesterday. It's all nice and dry now, so I kind of want to talk about it and just overall discuss. So as a whole, I'm super happy with how this turned out. The textures in the concrete itself, you end up with having, just a lot of little neat features in it. And it looks very realistic to me. So a couple little mistakes, which I'll talk about, things I'll probably have to touch up, but overall I am really, really happy with it. So what I did is, again, most of the details were in that previous video, but I just scored lines in the drywall compound, basically. And then what I did is I just did a wash of a couple different Vallejo colors here. So I did light gray, aged white, and dark sea gray. So I basically took these and I just made a really, really light wash. I mean, like, I would just kind of mix up the colors. I would do like 2 parts light gray to 1 part dark sea gray in terms of just drops, and add 10 parts water or something like that. So really, really light wash. And then with those, I would just go over the actual drywall compound, which I had sprayed with a dull coat clear as well, just to kind of protect it a little bit and cut down on the dust, and just brush it in really, really heavy until I covered it all. And I kind of made these whatever mixes in little batches. I would do different ratios of the colors. So I'd like do 2 parts to 1 part, 2 parts to 2 part, things like that as I went through. So you would see kind of different color variations in the areas. Because again, looking at a lot of photos on Google Earth and stuff, that's really typically how you would see it in real life. Just over time, certain sections are replaced, or are worn different, weathered, or it's just different mixtures of concrete as they laid it, as they went. So that was kind of the effect I was going for here. So if you look, you can kind of see like this whole area is kind of one batch color there. This section's another one here. There's another one over here. This back area is another one. I got a couple darker areas here too, which I'll talk about. Not entirely happy. I think that was too dark, so I might have to lighten that up a little bit. Another little section over here too, but undecided. I'll have to look. Once I start building this up with different, scenery and stuff like that. I mean, this isn't all going to be base. There can be all sorts of tanks on here, and there'll be trucks on it, and there'll be possibly like other small buildings and stuff like that. So, all to be determined. But again, overall, I am really happy with how it turned out. So, the way the wash kind of sits on the actual concrete too, it would just fall down into the cracks. And then that's how you'd kind of get the darker lines there for the expansion, the expansion joints that you see in real concrete. So a couple of little mistakes too. You can kind of see some areas where, with the brush strokes I was using, I didn't quite smooth out the wash that well. So you got some lines and stuff in there. So a couple little mistakes, but overall still pretty good. This area here I did just with the aged white. I was thinking kind of move the building here out of the way, that it would just be more of a brand new pad of concrete they put in. It's a little too bright though, I think. I might have to tone that down a little bit, just to make it slightly weathered. But there's gonna be a bunch of tanks sitting here, so I thought that would kind of work for that, make it look like, hey, they put in some new tanks and replaced all the concrete below that. Where the building sits, obviously I didn't score any lines because you don't see any of that in there. I didn't really worry how it looked either. I just kind of made sure that the entrance here looked okay where you see it through the door. But again, yeah, I am really happy with how this turned out. So it was super simple to do too. I mean, painting this took me all of 15 minutes. It wasn't very time consuming at all. So I just wanted to give an update on that in terms of what the process was and how I did it. So like I said, just a couple little touch-ups I need to do. I may sand that down and lighten it up. I'm not sure yet. I just think it's too dark. Or I could fill it in, just make it even darker, make it asphalt. I'm not sure. We'll figure it out. But yeah, so just wanted to give an update there because, like I said, I'm pretty happy with the overall result of how everything looks. So anyway, that's all for this video. Hope you enjoy, and thank you for watching.